100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Do it every single day!
Yeah, that's right. We're covering the Saitama workout from One Punch Man. The very workout that allegedly made him the most powerful hero. Now, there are a ton of great videos out there and people showing the results of doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. But that's not what I'm going to cover today. Because this workout, in the real world, it's missing a few elements to get some real-world powerful gains. So we're going to borrow the Saitama workout, modify it, add some progression, and make it a realistic approach to building real-world strength, power, and a little bit of bodybuilding. So to begin, why wouldn't the Saitama workout help us develop real power, strength, and even muscle? Well, for starters, you're doing the same exact movements every day without any progression. If he's doing regular push-ups, normal push-ups, even if it's 100, even if you're able to reach that fantastic number that you can achieve, at a certain point, when you do reach that, you will plateau and you won't develop any more strength. Also, the high volume of the movements, especially for push-ups and squats, does not translate over to power. Saitama is known for his one-punch power. Now, none of these exercises will actually contribute to punching power. We're not looking to actually punch a kaiju, but realistically, a normal push-up is not going to help you even knock out your sparring partner. Don't try and knock out your sparring partners. That would be douchey. So let's start with the push-ups. Now, 100 push-ups, again, a great number to achieve. Even if you're able to achieve that every day, it's not going to translate well into punching power. Yes, you'll get some strength and develop probably a good form and get you in shape, but it's lacking progression. So here are a few push-up variations that you can add to your workout, and some of these will actually help develop power and strength. And let's follow along what I will call my serious series for this serious One Punch Man workout. Even though I said we wouldn't just be doing normal push-ups, we're actually going to use regular push-ups for our warm-up. So you can use standard push-ups to activate your chest and arm muscles. Focus on proper form. Try to make sure that your shoulders are roughly in line with your knuckles. That allows perfect form. Go for slow, controlled reps, with your chest just a few inches off the floor before coming up. Depending on your fitness level, aim somewhere between 8 to 15 reps for your warm-up set. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to work some explosiveness with plyometrics, or what we can call speed strength. And in this case, I'm using clapping push-ups. Clapping push-ups utilize the stretch shortening cycle, a process where muscles undergo a rapid lengthening phase, eccentric phase as you descend, followed by an immediate shortening, concentric push-up back up. This cycle helps build elastic energy, improving your muscles' capacity for explosive contractions. Another alternative for explosive push-ups is called the dead stop push-up. In a dead stop push-up, when you're descending, you come to a complete stop on the ground. Then you release your hands briefly. This stops the stored elastic energy that you normally get from a regular push-up, forcing your muscles to rely entirely on raw explosive power to drive you back up. Start in the push-up position. Get into a high plank with your hands shoulder-width apart and your body in a straight line. Descend and stop completely by lowering your chest to the ground until you're lying flat, releasing your hands briefly to eliminate momentum. Press through your palms of your hands and push up explosively as possible, aiming to create a small lift off the ground if you can. Perform each rep with a complete stop and release at the bottom to reinforce the static start. For both the clapping push-ups and the dead stop push-ups, aim for 3 to 5 sets of between 3 to 6 reps with maximal power for each rep. The low rep range helps ensure you're exerting maximum force on every push-up, which is ideal for building explosiveness. You may increase the number of reps over time, but remember, the The point is to have maximal power. You don't want to be slow doing these movements. So don't go till fatigue. You go till the peak of the performance of each rep is maximized. Now for extra resistance and improved strength and muscle recruitment, we're going to add weight. Adding some weight on a bag makes your push-ups more challenging and also recruits your core muscles and stabilizers as well. The added load forces more muscle fiber recruitment, especially in the chest, triceps, and shoulders. Weighted push-ups allow you to apply progressive overload, where you can gradually increase the weight and reps or intensity of the exercise. By adding small increments of weight over time, you build strength steadily over time. Aim for 4 to 6 sets of 4 to 8 reps with a weight that allows you to reach near failure by the last rep. This range is optimal for building strength. Next, we're going to add declined push-ups. This variation, your feet are elevated on a surface such as a bench or step, or in my case, a Swiss ball, while your hands remain on the ground. This changes the angle and shifts the focus of the exercise. The decline emphasizes the upper part of your chest, helping build a fuller, more balanced pectoral muscle. The incline of your body makes the push-up more challenging and puts more strain on the anterior deltoids, or your front shoulders, helping strengthening this area and improving shoulder stability. If you want to make it more challenging and activate your core even more, you can try the single leg version, where you lift one leg up and then doing a few reps of that, then switching to the other leg. The beauty of decline push-ups is that it simulates movements used in activities or sports that require pushing upward or at an angle, like throwing or overhead lifting. So you get a nice functional movement while building and shaping your chest and shoulders. I've added the W push-up to your workout. You simply place your hands in a W formation where your thumbs touch. This new position targets the triceps more intensely than standard push-ups, making them an excellent choice for building stronger, more defined arms. Although the triceps are the primary movers, the inner chest is highly engaged, helping build a fuller, more defined chest. In terms of functionality, this type of push-up mimics real-life pushing motions that involve a close grip, such as throwing punches or performing grappling moves if you're in combat sports. So sit-ups. Sit-ups are great. They're great for developing frustration for not getting any powerful gains. I'm partially kidding, but it is a waste of time to be doing 100 sit-ups if you want to develop real core strength, that is. Now, it's a great old school exercise. We do it a lot in combat sports as part of our condition. But when you want to see results for real power, especially in your core, and if you want to translate that over to athletic performance and strength and powerful punches, for example, you're missing a lot by only doing 100 sit-ups, even if it's daily. So here are some better options to add and some variety that you can include in your workouts if you want to progress to some powerful abs. We're going to start with what I call the king of all ab exercises, the plank. The plank is an isometric core exercise where you hold your body in a straight line, supported by your forearms and toes, engaging your abs, back, and shoulders. This allows full body activation without repetitive strain on the spine, unlike sit-ups. Planks help support better posture in everyday life and even combat sports. They mimic the core engagement needed for dynamic movements like punches or grappling, making them perfect for fighters and warriors. So the plank offers great functional strength and core stability rather than spinal flexion that you would get doing sit-ups. Now that our core is activated, we're going to move on to something more dynamic using that position, called mountain climbers. We target the abs and obliques dynamically, strengthening the entire core through constant movement. Beyond the core, they work the shoulders, chest, arms, glutes, and legs, offering a complete strength and endurance boost. Unlike sit-ups, mountain climbers elevate your heart rate, improving cardiovascular fitness and burning calories efficiently. Alternating leg motion improves lower body coordination and overall athleticism, essential for combat sports and warrior-like agility. If you add a little explosive motion, it mirrors the demands of activities requiring quick reflexes, balance, and core control. In the same vein as mountain climbers, but targets more the lower abs and is more strength-based than cardiovascular-based, are Swiss ball reverse crunches. These engage deep stabilizing muscles as you control the ball, enhancing balance and overall strength. The ideal starting position is to have your insteps of your feet and a bit of your shins on the ball before you roll them in towards your chest. If you find it difficult, try approaching the ball closer towards you. This will ease a little bit on the exercise. So, in simple terms, the further away the ball is, the harder the exercise. The closer the ball is towards you, the easier it is on you. Now, we're going to focus on rotational strength for our core with Russian twists. Here I'm using a light kettlebell, but if you're just beginning, you want to do this unweighted to at least get the coordination down. These are a core strengthening exercise where you sit on the ground, lean back slightly with your feet slightly elevated, and rotate your torso side to side. This exercise mimics twisting motions common in sports and combat, enhancing functional power for punches, throws, and dodges. The fact you're leaning also engages stabilizing muscles in the lower back and core, helping you maintain control and improve posture. A standing variation for rotational strength, we can use resistance bands. Here I'm using two hands to step in and rotate while I pivot my rear foot. The step and pivot makes sure I'm adding a coordination aspect to the training. I also make sure I'm working both sides. That way there's not an imbalance in my core. There's also a one-arm variation of the exercise. This variation allows you to rotate and alternate side to side. Make sure to pivot the foot of the working arm. The alternating position allows coordination, while the foot pivot allows to engage the hips, allowing a slinging motion, if you will, just like you would throw a punch or throw a ball in sports. And now we want to work on anti-rotation with the pull-off press. You want some good resistance with the band so that you can make sure that it will really work the anti-rotation. Make sure the band is at chest height and press it forward while resisting the pull to one side. It strengthens the core, improves stability, and enhances overall functional strength. Unlike the sit-ups, which focus on flexion, the pull-off press strengthens your core's ability to resist rotation, building stability and control. So that concludes the abs portion, or the 100 sit-ups portion of the Saitama workout, but we obviously changed it and didn't do 100 sit-ups. But in this case, we were focusing on core movements. Notice that we added more athletic movements, things that are functional for using your core muscles. But at the end of the day, you don't need to do ab exercises to work your core, at least the conventional sense, such as simple sit-ups or crunches. What we did here is really engage the core and the core movements. You'll also activate your abdominals if you're doing other compound exercises. When you're doing push-ups or even squats, you're actually engaging your core. So those compound exercises really benefit your ab muscles altogether. And at the end of the day, if you want your abs to show, if we're looking for something more aesthetic, or you're looking just to make a little more of a chiseled look for your abs, get that six-pack going, you're not going to actually do it with exercise. Or at least you're not going to be able to do it with isolating those abs. You're going to do that through nutrition and diet. There's a famous saying, abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. Now, if you want to understand that portion more, please leave so in the comments, and I'll make a future video on how you can incorporate proper nutrition to get those abs to show. So Saitama has us doing 100 squats daily. Much like any of the other exercises that include 100 reps, it lacks progression. Now 100 squats will give you some pretty good endurance, but it's not going to translate over to power. You want some leg power. You want some resistance for your legs as well, if you really want to surpass your limits. So 100 squats a day might get you to be okay at stomping bugs, but if you want to leap cities in a bound, you got to get some power in your legs, or at least leap over some cities made of Lego. Also, keep in mind, something that makes this workout inefficient realistically is when you're doing 100 push-ups versus 100 squats, our legs are much stronger than our upper body. So our capacity in our legs are far superior than what our upper body can do. So if you're only doing 100 squats and you're able to do 100 push-ups, there's a discrepancy there. You want to add even more challenge to your legs. And here are my options that you can include in your workout. So we're still going to use bodyweight squats as our warm-up. Start with bodyweight squats to wake up your legs and prep your joints. Focus on full range of motion, hips below the knees, chest up. Go slow and controlled to activate your quads and glutes. Now for strength and progression, you want to grab a kettlebell or dumbbell for goblet squats. Hold it at chest level and squat deep. This builds leg strength while keeping your core engaged. Push through your heels and don't let your knees cave in. Imagine you're holding a hero's hammer for extra motivation. Because this is a weighted exercise, you get to progress with your strength. So as this exercise gets easier over time, you increase the weight over time. Now, time to level up. Bulgarian split squats are all about balance and unilateral leg strength. Place one foot on a bench behind you and squat down with control. It is recommended to keep your front knee in line with your toes and don't rush. Depending on your level of fitness, aim for 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps per leg. Do an entire set with one leg. Once you're finished, you repeat the same sequence on the other leg. Now, if you're a beginner and balance is an issue, you can always use one of your hands to help you balance, just to spot you, so to speak, as you're doing this exercise. Now let's train for explosive power with box jumps. Jump onto a sturdy surface, land softly, and step back down. These mimic Saitama's insane jumping ability. Engage your arms for momentum and land like a ninja, quiet and controlled. This adds a valuable athletic component to your training, and you don't need to do high reps on these because you're going for performance. 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps would be suffice in an exercise such as this. Now, if you want to add coordination to this athletic movement, plus getting a little more height on your jump, you can use momentum with a step through and gather to get more height on your jump. Not much different from a basketball player going in for a layup or a dunk. So in this case, you're going for height, so you don't need to go high reps, you want to go sub-maximal. So we're looking about 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps. Just be careful and try not to trip on the box. Not very heroic. And I like to finish strong with Hindu squats. This is a body weight burner that builds endurance and range of motion. Sink down, let your arms swing back while lifting your heels, and rise up quickly, swinging your arms back towards your chest, as if you're rowing and pulling something towards you. Try to keep your chest straight as you descend. Notice how you engage every part of your legs, from your calves to your quads to your hamstrings and glutes. Try doing 2 to 3 sets of anywhere between 15 to 25 reps. So finally, we'll touch a little bit on the 10K run that Saitama does every day for his training. Now, a 10-kilometer run is great cardio, but for the average person, especially if you're going to do it every single day, it will actually take away from your gains from your other training. You'll lose some gains from the strength and the hypertrophy that you're trying to develop with the other exercises. But if you want to incorporate cardio, and I highly recommend that you do because it's very important for our health in general, you can do 10,000 steps a day. Even at walking at a brisk pace is great cardio. But if you do want to incorporate something more functional for training and combat, maybe you want to punch faster or be able to last longer when you're throwing volume strikes, I will release a video next week where I cover how you can develop high speed upon some volume and be able to condition yourself to maintain that. And in no time, you'll be throwing lightning fast punches like your favorite anime MC. Okay, not really lightning fast, but you'll at least feel like it. So that concludes my general approach on how we can make the Saitama workout better. But there is something that's missing in his workout. I think everyone should include in theirs. And you want to have some pulls in your training. His workout only has push-ups, squats, 10-kilometer run, and core or abs in this case. What you want to be able to do is incorporate pulling exercises. If you can do chin-ups, pull-ups, or rows, any kind of pulling exercise is very beneficial. It's the antagonizing movement from the pushes. You want that. We need pulling exercises. If you want that full chain of movement when you're punching, you're going to want a nice, strong, solid back. So you want to incorporate exercises like that into your workout as well. So if you look in the description below, I provide a recommended program you can follow based off of this Saitama workout, and you can incorporate your own aspects to it. Just follow the concepts, at least, that I've shown you today. So if you have any other suggestions, any other maybe anime protagonist you'd like me to cover, or maybe a superhero that you'd like me to mimic their training but for real life, leave something in the comments. So please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to follow more content just like this, and I'll see you next time.